we'll be talking more on the ethics of AI as well as couple of bit of latest development that is happening utilizing AI as a technology. I have been using AI as AI technology for last around 27 plus years. Virtual Infocom is a uh, 27 plus years old company. It's been quite a long time. We have been using AI in the backend of development process, be that either working with Ultrabook with Intel, be that with Microsoft Games or with um, Google Games or maybe the Apple ones, or probably the sort of smart city solutions that we're doing. Gen AI is completely new term, even though the evolvement actually started long back with a technology called deep fake. And before that, definitely there was multiple layers of AI integration, be that healthcare, be that health tech, be that agri-tech, be that ed tech. So these implementations created a situation in the world, mainly on the forefront of the government and the ministry, how they can take care of the legal part of it. For an example, I'm sure that all of us watch social media. If you look at latest social medias like YouTube or Meta or maybe Instagram, you might have seen that content creators, they are taking celebrities' face, their voice, they have been cloned without information in the sense. Um, maybe a star celebrity or maybe a simple model, their face has been used as a 3D character, and people are creating a content out of it, making a statement that this is a new trailer of some X movie or probably a music video. Now, is it allowed? Is it legal? Can we use that? The answer is no, definitely no. First and foremost, if you are using any kind of person, be that celebrity, model, or even you as you, no one can use your face or your voice without your permission or your consent. But somehow, because of the nature of the technology, because there is a possibility of face swap, because there is a possibility of integration of X person's face or body type or voice in AI, many content creators, without probably even knowing or knowingly, using their characters as their own faces. The same thing goes with industry application. If you look at probably a steel industry, maybe a X company is creating a software, optimizing their cost, optimizing their integration, optimizing their HR, or sometimes simple payroll system, or even if you look at the entire process-driven structure, maybe some company is doing maybe a AI-enabled, Gen AI-enabled solution for it. Knowingly or unknowingly, it may happen that the development company in the backend who is developing the stuff for the manufacturing unit, they are using the same code, right? Can the end client, who is buyer of that particular software, which is a custom-made software, can they claim that their code should not be replicated or their design, entire software design, should not be replicated in some third-party other solution? Answer is yes. So many times as a developer, if you look at maybe an engineering student or maybe a graduate, fresh graduate, or sometimes even a technical leader, at least in India, we forget that there is a legal boundary. You cannot use someone else's software product, Gen AI products into some another implementation. Some people do some smart stuff. They probably change the variable name. They probably change a little bit of here, tweak here and there, and then feel that it is saved. But if you go for a proper audit now, if you look at the European legal system at the moment, it's going to be very challenging. European Union, or if you look at US structure, the legal statement says that if your client is not comfortable using their solution to be implemented into other third-party solution as a code, I'm not talking about the entire solution only, I'm talking about the backend code, then you should not use, copy, replicate their solution into a third party, another solution of another person. Another big challenge that we always face, maybe you're visiting some website, there is a cookie policy, there is a privacy policy, there is a GDPR rule, Unfortunately, in India, we don't care about our GDPR. Now, GDPR rule stands for General Data Protection Act. Because in India, we don't have very strong rule for it, it became a little bit of challenging for any user to probably surf a website which is using a chatbot. For an example, you're talking with a chatbot and it is asking about your personal information. The personal information can be your name, can be your age, can be your date of birth. It can be probably your likes and dislikes. It can be even your medical certificates. It can be even your result, right? It can be our examination system as well. So when you implement those systems, for an example, if you look at the admission procedure in India, several different universities, at least I have seen, they send link with a exe file to be downloaded in the student base if it is happening online, right? I am not going to take name of such universities. For an example, some university in southern part of India, if you register in their website, they will be with the application fees, they'll be sending you a link to join just in the deadline. Like if you have to give the exam on 27th, they'll be sending you the link on 26th late night. So in the next day morning, you have to download a particular software in the client base and you have to give exam. Now, when you send a exe file, usually the Windows Bitdefender, it blocks that exe file. And when you create such kind of software, which is probably going to access your camera, your microphone, of course, it is necessary. Otherwise, how can you check whether the student is doing perfectly, is not doing any kind of illegal stuff or not? But in the back end, sometimes we forget, we don't declare things legally that you are accessing the information of the student just for the sake of the examination. And this data is not shared in any other third party. If it is shared from the university end, then legally they are bound. If you look at European university, if you look at Southeast Asia, even forget about European universities, they do that. They declare that because these crucial information shouldn't be shared. And in all these examination systems, in a particular a higher rank probably exam system, they have a backend AI bot which is cross-checking and verifying everything, almost literally everything. Now, what if a student is trying to download that software and the bit defender of the operating system, which is a Microsoft's own security system in an updated Windows 11, is making a statement that this is a virus, it's a risky file. And if you want to download it, even though if you want to install that, it is going to block that application, just shoot it out from the system itself and the system becomes slow. So who is responsible? The responsibility actually goes to the creator of that particular software. It may not happen that the university have created it. Maybe they have paid to a third party to create such kind of software. Unfortunately, we don't take care of these situations, and here lies all these challenges which is cropping up, at least in our Bharat. For last 1.5 months, I was personally I was cross-checking the admission process in various different universities and colleges. Some university they have an online base. Like for an example, if you are from Calcutta, you want to join some Delhi university, or maybe Noida, or maybe somewhere else. Many people have their own examination system. Many people go with JE ranking. Many universities they go with all India based ranking. If you look at all these examination system, in the back end, there is a structure where your algorithm should understand who is the candidate who is coming. In fact, okay, let me give you a live example. A candidate with probably a very good ranking in JE main, say for an example, a 98% percentile holder, trying to apply in a private university in some X part of India, be that anywhere. It can be West, it can be East, it doesn't matter. And the education counselor who is getting that call, when he or she listens to it, they make a statement that we have our own examination system. We don't care about the JE ranking. Now, this very statement, we don't care about this JE ranking, makes a huge difference in students' mind. Oh my God, what exactly happened? Like, you don't care about the centralized central ministry world's one of the toughest exam. Okay, let me try for your own examination system. Now, when they go for that particular examination system, probably they go through it and definitely they crack it. Now, here lies a big gap. The big gap is if you put a chat engine in the backend who understand capacity and capability of a candidate, verify the entire documentation and details, and then give a feedback like a human, that gives a satisfaction. Saddest part is somehow we as a human forget that we should listen and care first, and then probably think about what we should utter. Because when you speak, words are, of course, pen and words are much more stronger than maybe a hand-to-hand battle, right? But in the AI front, this is always a different case and different scenario. But in these AI bots, there is another challenge. If you don't take care of the legalities in the back end, the bot doesn't understand, or the AI engine doesn't understand what data they should save, what they should share, and what they shouldn't leak. Now, it is responsibility of the backend developer, I mean to say the AI engineer, who is working with the prompt as well as working with sometimes the machine learning algorithms or maybe the statistical calculation or whatever algorithm they are using, Sparrow or anything else. They need to understand how they can safeguard the particular client of theirs. Okay, let me give you another real life example. Some ex company from mid part of India, they created a chat engine and a bot which can help and support local schools, not for the university, local schools to understand the mindset of a kid, mindset of a child, and then verify their details and can suggest which stream they should choose. Excellent. Like, of course, they're taking some of the professionals' help, everything is done. Some schools said that, okay, fine, we have got 5 different schools, we can integrate that, implement it in our system. The saddest part that happened, they never took care of the data leakage privacy policy. After all these kind of exercise, one fine night, their entire database has been just hijacked by some people who are not from this country or maybe from this country. We don't know yet. And then lakhs of students' data is completely leaked. AI can't help on this. AI can only talk with another bot. It can probably talk with a robot.txt for SEO. It can talk with the backend system for implementation. It can work with the high-end systems to optimize things as they get some kind of algorithm instructions. Now, these situations created a big challenge, at least in Bharat. Well, we have amazing brains, but can we integrate at least uh, legal front players with the technology providers so that such kind of stuff doesn't happen? It was not a case of hacking. It was basically a case of how they have created their encryption level. So when you deal with data, there are multiple layers of solution which you can rely on. Example, because it's a FDP, I can't share maybe the third party company names, but there are top 3 companies in the world who are taking care of this. If you go with their server system, there are okay, I can give examples, not a problem. If you go with DigitalOcean, if you want to go for probably a streaming server from Amazon, these people, they take care of encryption like anything. Sometimes people feel that, wow, it is costly. Actually, it is not. If you look at the mechanism and server management system, and if you know shell scripting, you can create your own SSL certificate. You don't need to buy it from some third party and then install it into your server itself. For an example, if you look at virtualinfocom.com, https colon double slash virtualinfocom.com, it has got a SSL certificate, right? So we can also buy it from third party, can go for maybe a verification method of their own. But then if you can create your own SSL certificate utilizing the shell script and then get it recognized by the US laws as well as the European laws and some of the other countries like sometimes in Middle East, Your certification is done and you're paying much lesser cost with a package, which is a bundle package coming from these top three server mechanism companies. So with the technical knowledge, combination with right kind of tool, today is a time, which is 2025, to integrate, implement, and get hold of what we have in your own hand. Another live example. There are a lot of things. I don't know whether I will be able to finish within my time or not. It's already 23 minutes I'm speaking. Uh, if you look at the latest generation structure, if you look at the structure of uh, the AI integration within the healthcare system, none of the doctors will actually allow you to do complex operation utilizing AI. They will be asking for a robotic surgeon accompanying them in the surgery. It cannot be a direct one. The reason is, till date, robots don't understand the complex human mindset. They don't have emotion till date. That's the only reason, right? If we look at our patent system, our copyright system, maybe some of your student or maybe you yourself have created an amazing solution. Maybe that is a software. Unfortunately, till date, if you have to apply for a patent, you have to integrate that in a new hardware, and that's something sad. Another thing that probably we should look at ourselves. If you look at China, if you look at all these tools that is available in the, at least in the Gen AI front, be that picture creation, be that video creation, be that music creation, the Chinese companies are ruling and dominating. You know the reason why? Because Chinese government is actually pumping money to create such kind of software and the solution. If you look at us, unfortunately, we talk a lot on Gen AI, but when you try to implement that in the world, you need big GPUs. You need huge quantum computing server, right? Otherwise, holding that is a big challenge. Creating that software is not the challenge. The challenge is the backend hardware part. So until unless we have that, it's going to be another challenging part, even though some of your students or maybe you yourself are creating great solution. Like I can give example of another maybe another platform. A young kid from the eastern part of India only. He created a platform which is basically a Spotify kind of stuff for AI music. Plus, it can hold multiple different AI images. It can hold several different videos. They launched that platform with their own money. It was a seed capital. So definitely they took some of the server. But when you create an account over there, it is increasing their costing. Now, if you encourage these people, if you maybe give them a little bit of help, a handshaking, bit of seed capital, these people can grow leaps and bounds like anything. I don't know. I mean, I have never heard that some young kid have from India have created such kind of platform, which is for AI content creators, videos, music, pictures, images, a complete ecosystem for AI prompt engineers. Now look at the future which is coming up. If we look at our system, we till date use WhatsApp, we till date use Maps from third party. Now I traveled extensively several different parts of the world. Okay, if I go to South Korea, they have their own map, they have their own communication channel. Same there in China. Same happens in maximum number of Southeast Asian countries. Even if you look at Middle East, they don't rely on the third party video messaging or calling system. The ministry itself, they are pumping money to create their own solution so that the data privacy remains inside the country. Now, whether you call it as using AI or you not using AI, it doesn't matter. Everywhere when you use AI, data comes in the forefront. So that's the main challenge that we are going to face. If I may address my subject in this short time. Open for Q&A if you have any. I was under impression from Abhijit that maybe there will be some Q&A. Open for it. I try to finish it within 25-27 minutes. If there is any question, happy to answer.
Dear audience, if you have any question, then you can post in the chat box.